I'm new to all this, so that was sort of a pleasant surprise. And so I started cutting up these live streams into little clips, which has been sort of a mixed bag. But yeah, there's some fun stuff in there. So I've been posting those. It's sort of like I've been trying to find a way to produce faster, easier content, sort of low effort content, and this seems to be a good formula for me. My videos tend to take, I think the Over the Rainbow one took probably about 6 months total, but I did kind of walk away from it for a month or two here and there, because I often get like a little bit, I go through this roller coaster of, part of this process is like a love-hate thing. I'm kind of a perfectionist with these videos, and I want them to have a certain quality, I guess. I don't know if the quality is that great, but you know what I mean? It's like there's a vibe there that I'm trying to get kind of perfect. It's nice to have sort of this new formula that I'm hopefully going to keep up with this and keep doing this as much as I can. But I definitely think this is the future, for better or worse, of the channel. I'm still going to produce these longer, more high effort videos for YouTube, and I'll be posting them here too. But this looks like maybe a new period for the shared story. So, I'm pumped about that. Been doing this for so long now. I've been working on these videos off and on for, I guess, like 6 or 7 years. It's kind of funny. I produced the very first one. I've been calling it the chart. I had totally different designs for the chakras, and I worked on this video for 6 months or something, and I finally posted it on YouTube, and then I watched it on like the YouTube app on my television, and so suddenly it's like giant on my 60-inch TV or whatever, and I immediately got a pit in my stomach, and it was kind of all at once. I realized, like, what, man, I'm coming about this all wrong with the design of these chakras. And so I took the video down, redesigned everything, remade the video with the new designs, and then that probably took another 6 months. But that's how it is sometimes. There is something funny about, I've gone through this. I'm sure anybody out there who, is creative and makes music, or you do all these different sort of artistic endeavors. And I guess it's most obvious with music. I would make a track and mix it down and then listen to it somewhere else. You listen to it in the car. I would take it into work, listen to it at work on the big sound system. It's just something psychological happens. It just changes how you think about it. And with screenplays, I'm a screenplay hobbyist. I've written 4 completed screenplays. Don't get the wrong idea. They have not been made. They're just, they're sitting in my computer and on my shelf. I've been working on these for years now, off and on. In the beginning, when I was first working on them, I would print them out when I felt like they were getting close to being done, and then, go somewhere else and read them. Sit out in the backyard and read this copy of this script. Just a total psychological flip for me that happens once this thing is out there, and I sort of use that phenomenon to my advantage, or tried to use it to my advantage with producing this stuff. And I guess I have that problem, is like they're never really finished. The Crown of Thorns video had been up for like a year, and I took it down and like redid almost the entire music track and added tons of sound effects, and I edited out little, like maybe just a word, or maybe just one sentence, or whatever. And I'm so much happier with it. I've always felt like that was the one video that was the most important one in a lot of ways, and I was never satisfied with it. That one in particular, it was taking so long, and I start to get impatient with it, and you kind of just want to get it over with. You want to get it done and just get it out there so you can move on, because you got other ideas. For a lot of this, for me, it's like After Effects, Blender, like all this stuff kind of does get in the way. And I am one of these people at this point, for better or worse, that I'm kind of excited about AI. Like, of course, I recognize all the problems with it for creative people, and I guess for me, it's more about like having an assistant to get me through the my ignorance about certain softwares. It's like it took me months and months to really get a handle on After Effects. I'm still only scratching the surface. But it would be awesome if I had an expert with me who knew everything about it, and I could just say, look, I'm trying to do this thing. Can you do that for me in After Effects? Can you get my particles exactly like the way I'm trying to? So, yeah, like, I guess in the future, whether it's a year from now or 5 years from now, I will probably experiment with some AI assistants, and you guys can criticize that if you want. I get it. Yeah, like, the AI thing is it's just such a trip, and as a person who has, written a lot of screenplays, I would say 3 out of the 4 of them would require like serious budgets for special effects. They're like these sci-fi epics or whatever, and it's not the kind of thing you could just shoot in your basement with your friends or something. But now with the AI systems that are coming up, like, I could conceivably make one of these movies, Not today, probably. I mean, I've seen some pretty impressive stuff, but a year from now, and if that ever gets to be a reality, like, the shared story might take a backseat for a few years, because I really want to make these screenplays into films,